Yeah, it's exactly 6 a.m. on Wednesday, February 14th, 2024. Today is Valentine's Day, and basically for the 10th day in a row now, I have pulled a all-nighter trying to get stuff done in terms of drafting and writing up legal documents, adding information to court cases, um, locating documents, sending emails, et cetera, et cetera. There's just been an incredible amount of not too fun legal stuff going on, and it's been taking up much of my time. But today's Valentine's Day, so I'm going to enjoy today anyway. I'm not like big on Hallmark holidays, so Valentine's Day has never really been on my radar unless I was actually seriously dating someone. Even if you're seeing someone, Valentine's Day is kind of awkward because you're like, yeah, I don't really know where this is going, and I'm not even sure how much I like you. So maybe we can just skip Valentine's Day. But I'm going to say this, and people can just take this or leave this. Everybody has a different experience when it comes to, you know, dating, love, marriage, etc. But we're all born for certain people, to be with certain people. And those people will cross our paths and find a way of being with us regardless of what is going on. And when you're not supposed to be with someone, for instance, if you're being stalked or harassed, or you broke up with someone and they're literally won't leave you alone, that is, you're not going to be with that person ever because you were not born to be with that person. I'm surrounded by a bunch of psychotic, mentally disturbed, desperate, rejected stalkers. Throughout this entire night, there has been someone sitting deliberately in the vacant bathroom located directly behind this wall. And I have to keep the door to my bathroom closed because starting at around, let's see, when did I? Yeah, as soon as starting at around 9:30 p.m., there was someone continuously smoking marijuana behind that wall. And when I went into my bathroom, it was literally like getting hit by a wall of marijuana smoke. It wasn't a little bit, like you can kind of smell it and it's kind of far away and oh, maybe somebody's smoking somewhere on the floor. No, it's like, wow, somebody's like right against this wall and they're smoking or burning or propagating something that smells like marijuana so intensely that the entire bathroom was filled with. I had to go out into the hallway. But again, the fumes never come from the hallway because there's no mentally disturbed sex offender psychopath standing in the hallway outside my bathroom, filling my bathroom. If my bathroom fills with marijuana smoke or cigar fumes or cigarette smoke or any kind of smoke, it always comes from the permanently vacant, empty bathroom of Unit 78. That housed a psychotic stalker, a mentally disturbed registered sex offender, a psychopath, and a cybercriminal, according to her handlers here at the Greenville Group, named Jasmine Arizari. Ms. Arizari, according to multiple reports, so this is not me coming up with this, is a psychotic stalker. She targets people. Those are the exact words of people who I have, mentioned her to. And law enforcement, they're the ones who told me, they're the ones who told me she's a psychopath, she targets people, etc. She's a mentally disturbed reject. Okay, I don't know what made her that mentally disturbed, but she's desperately trying to make her presence known. Like she wants me to know that she's behind that wall, sitting there, somehow able to hear or see what I do. I mean, it's not a secret at this point that there are surveillance devices in this unit. The violent thug directly below in 76 came up to my door a week ago, blocked my access to my own door while I was coming back from the bathroom down the hall, and he was shouting at me about how everyone can see my ugly, hairy, manly legs, my hairy face, my bad skin, my dirty teeth with food in them. Everybody can see that. Those were his words. Everybody can see your ugly teeth. Everybody can see your hairy, manly legs. Well, if everybody can see them, I don't walk outside in shorts. I mean, it's January, or February, right? So if he's shouting at me about my hairy legs, the only place that anybody could possibly see my hairy legs, besides if they accidentally walk past me in the hallway, is in this unit. Anyway, none of these rejected pieces of sex offender trash, because that's exactly what they are. Sex offenders are revolting human beings. They do horrible things and they exploit other people and they rape people and molest children and stuff like that. None of these pieces of sex offender trash will ever have anything to do with me, no matter how much they perv and creep and stalk and perv and creep and stalk and smack the walls and blow marijuana fumes from behind this wall and turn up, some kind of space heater in my bathroom so that when I go in there, it's 90 degrees, even though that bathroom has no heating baseboards whatsoever. And it's normally ice cold in there. I mean, no matter what they do, they will never have anything to do with me. And they're just parasites. I mean, they're doxing themselves as these desperate, rejected parasites. I was not born to have anything to do with these pieces of crap. I was born for the people who I've already been in relationships with and the people that I am going to be in relationships with, right? I mean, people cross your path for a reason. I was in a 6-year relationship, a 3.5-year relationship, 2-year relationship, a 4-year relationship, on and off. Those are people who you are supposed to be with because it works out. I mean, the relationship keeps going. So there's something there. However, the great love of my life, the ultimate love, is a being named Michael. Someone I know is Michael. And I've known Michael my entire life. I was born for Michael. Michael is my great love. And, I've been kind of looking for Michael in the last few years. Yeah, let's just put it that way. So Michael is the reason that I exist. And unless you are Michael, you will never have anything to do with me. Unless you are like Michael, you will never have anything to do with me. Unless you, embody the characteristics of Michael, you will never cross my path. So people who've already crossed my path, who I know to be, a soulmate, there have been a couple of twin flames. Soulmates and twin flames are very different. If anybody has had both, as I have, miles apart. A twin flame and a soulmate are not the same thing. They are really intense soul connections, and they manifest very differently. I worked with one of my twin flames for a year. I saw him almost every day at work. Different departments, but we worked in the same big company, and I would cross paths with him all the time. Working with a twin flame is very different than working physically. I mean, like at a company or at a workplace, than working with a soulmate. Very different. And so my twin flame, and then there was another twin flame who was identical to the first one. The dynamic is different. I was born to meet my twin flames. There were 2. And I was also born to meet several soulmates who I've been with and who've crossed my path in the last few years. The reasons for meeting a twin flame and the reasons for meeting a soulmate are very different. A twin flame is basically you in a different body. And when you meet a twin flame, it's like, I can't even describe it. It's just like, it's like meeting yourself. You're staring at this person. You're like, it's undescribable. Meeting a soulmate is very different. When you meet a soulmate, you immediately want to talk to them. You know them already. You feel like you've known them your entire life. There's a connection. There's an interest on both parties. So it's never like a one-sided thing. They want to talk to you. You want to talk to them. It's the kind of situation where you meet someone at a party, you gravitate towards each other and you talk for hours and you feel like you've already known each other for decades. That's a soulmate. A twin flame is so intense and kind of disturbing. I don't even know how to describe it, except that it's like you're walking, you're just kind of walking along, and then you suddenly get hit over the head by a baseball bat and you see yourself standing in front of you. That's a twin flame. It's completely different. Basically, when you meet a twin flame, you want to run away because it's so intense and so disturbing that you're not really sure how to handle that. So, on Valentine's Day, this is sort of my reflections and my thoughts. I never, ever suffer from not being married or not being in a relationship because I've had so many different kinds of relationships with twin flames and soulmates and people who are not twin flames or soulmates. Sometimes you just meet somebody and, you like them, you hang out. I mean, it's not really that intense, but you sort of feel like you should hang out with them. That's not a soulmate or a twin flame, but that describes a lot of dating relationships anyway. A lot of dating relationships are not a soul connection. It's just somebody that you meet and you like them, and maybe you're attracted to them, you have a lot in common, and you want to hang out, spend time with them, go for dinner, go for drinks, whatever. That's a common dating relationship. That's what most people have. Most people never meet their twin flame. Most people don't even meet a soulmate sometimes. They marry people who, they think they have a connection with or have a lot in common with, but it might not be a soul connection at all. It might be a very practical thing, right? Like you have the same interests, and the same people, and you have the same friends, or you work at the same company, and then you decide to get married. Well, maybe those marriages work and sometimes they don't, but I have never wanted to be in that kind of relationship. I've always held out for the twin flames and the soulmates. And right now, again, Michael is my ultimate. He's like all the twin flames and the soulmates rolled into one. Michael is the reason that I am here. I've known Michael not just my entire life, but pretty much throughout the eternity. Since the beginning of time, I've known Michael. And yeah. So unless you are Michael, or unless you are like Michael, you will never have anything to do with me. So happy Valentine's Day. I do wish everybody out there who celebrates Valentine's Day a really happy and blessed Valentine's Day. Love those around you. Buy them candy, buy them flowers, be nice to them, make them dinner. Sometimes our greatest loves are our family. I love my parents. I'm so blessed to have the parents I had. They are certainly not perfect, but they did a darn good job of raising myself and my siblings, and they always provided for us, and we were given fantastic educational opportunities and all the best that our parents could possibly give us. And that is a great love as well. So happy Valentine's Day to my friends as well, my parents, my siblings, and my 5 nieces and nephews who, they're all my little Valentines. They're the best little kids, and they're growing up way too fast. But I adore all of them, even the ones that have recently become 13-year-olds, right? So it's easy to love a cute little kid. It's a little harder to love a teenager. But I do love my nieces and nephews just as much of their teenagers than I did when they were, cute little kids that didn't talk back or have attitudes, right? So that's what love is. It's loving people in spite of the fact that maybe they change, or they become different, or they look different, or they are different. And being grateful for what you have with all of those relationships: parents, friends, boyfriends, girlfriends, people you date, soulmates, twin flames. And for me, it's always going to be Michael. Absolutely.